it sounds easy enough. Spring ahead by 1 hour on 2 a.m. Sunday. But this year we are springing ahead 3 weeks earlier than we're used to. So how will that affect things like computers, electronics, and traffic lights? Many people are bracing themselves for the early switch and all the potential high-tech problems that might come with it. This year it might involve more than just changing the time on your clocks. All that and more as Don Timoney is live at Philadelphia City Hall to tell us what people are doing there to prepare. Don?
Well, Tracy, most people we talk to are not really that concerned about this at the moment. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say probably a 2 or a 3. They're trying to figure out if they should set their clocks forward or backwards. Now, come Monday morning, when their BlackBerry or their computer doesn't work, they may have a whole different take on this. Do you know what's happening this weekend?
No. No idea.
I don't really understand how it actually works. All I know is that we move time forward or backward.
It means that it'll be light out earlier, right? No? It'll be darker? Oh, no.
That's right. It will be darker in the morning because for the first time in 20 years, daylight saving time arrives 3 weeks early at 2 a.m. Sunday morning.
So why is it earlier this year? Do you guys know?
The reason is to save energy, although the change may cause some minor glitches.
So your cell phone might be off by an hour on the time. You have to change the time on your microwave or your VCR.
The big question is, will your computer know when to switch? Most computers have built-in clocks that are pre-programmed to make the change on the old date in April.
I have a MacBook, so I suppose it'll be affected.
Don't despair. Computer expert Kobe Xavier of Springboard Media in Philadelphia says most software makers have released downloadable patches that will make the time change for you.
This is just a little bit of program that goes into the operating system and says, instead of changing the time on this day, you change the time on this day. It's very simple.
What may not be so simple, however, is trying to get your young children to bed since the sun will be going down an hour later.
She doesn't want to go to bed at night. She says, Mom, why do I have to go to bed? It's light out. So that's the disadvantage.
My son will want to stay up later every night because it's not dark out, so.
Well, it will be dark at the bus stop in the morning, so parents want to be careful when they're sending their children out to the school bus. Also, major companies have spent the last several weeks reprogramming their computers so as not to have any big glitches on Monday morning. And the city of Philadelphia spent the last 3 weeks reprogramming its traffic signals. It says that it completed its work yesterday, so on Monday morning there won't be any major gridlock, never fear. And we'll have much more on that coming up on Live at 5. For all that and more, I'm Dawn Timoney. Tracy, back to you.
All right, Don, so rush hour should be smooth on Monday. Thanks. So that's the story. Now we've got even more for you. The Pennsylvania Attorney General's office has a warning about a possible daylight saving scam. Since there's an early switch to daylight saving time, the Attorney General's office says identity thieves might try to trick you into giving your personal information. They may use emails that suggest because of the early switch there's a problem with computers at, say, your bank. Well, the AG's office wants to warn you to be cautious of messages like this, asking you to give your personal information, like your credit card numbers, your bank account details, or your social security number. Also, be on the lookout for email messages containing information or links about updating computer software to adjust for the time change. And we have a computer expert here in the house today. David Milman from RescueCom is live in our studio answering your email questions about what you need to do to prepare your computer for daylight saving time. So you can send your questions to him now, NBC10.com, click on All That and More, or you can IM David at NBC10 More. David's here all hour long to answer your questions. We'll chat with him just a bit, get more advice, or you can give him a call and we will answer your questions on the air. Those lines are open. It's toll-free 877-393-1010. So we've been telling you how to get your clock, your body, your computer ready for the early daylight saving time switch. And here to answer questions about computers is David Milman, CEO of RescueCom, a national computer repair company. Thanks for being with us.
My pleasure, Tracy. Thank you for having me.
So first, what should we know about what's going on in our computers with this early switch?
Well, the most important thing is that people get the updates that they need. And overwhelmingly, your questions from your viewers coming in have to do with people that, how do I get the update? How do I make sure I'm safe? And it's actually pretty simple. We don't want consumers, RescueCom doesn't want consumers to change the time on their laptops, desktops. We want them to get the fix from Microsoft. And all they have to do is click on the control panel, automatic updates, turn that on if they're using Windows XP, and they're all set. If they're using Vista or the latest Macintosh operating system, then they're all set with that too. If they're running a Macintosh and they're concerned, they can go ahead and download from apple.com the Apple Software Updater, and that will solve their problem.
And they should really do this tomorrow.
They should do it today.
Today, okay.
Today, why wait?
Why wait? Will you answer some questions that we got some of our viewers?
Absolutely.
Rob in Philadelphia says, I would like to know how to set my computer to the new daylight saving time. And you just sort of answered his question by saying you really shouldn't do it. What the person should do is download the fix.
Right. Calls into our 1-800-RESCUE-7 call center are very similar.
Yeah.
People are very concerned about this. But it's a very simple fix. It's not like Y2K, if you remember,
right.
the disaster that was supposed to happen but never happened.
Right.
It's not like that. The worst case is you're an hour off. All you have to do is go into Control Panel, set your automatic updates, and it'll come. If you're using an older version of Microsoft Windows, it's a little bit different, however.
Okay. Now let's take a phone call that we got.
Sure.
Hi, I'm Grace from New Jersey. And I was just wondering, if we change our computers on Saturday or Sunday morning, will they change themselves when it's supposed to? Or what can I do about that? Thank you.
All right, thanks for that, Grace. So we should change it right now, but we're not changing it. We're just downloading.
Right. Grace, that's a great question, because we get that also into the RescueCom call center. This isn't something that Grace or anybody else should be changing. They should just go in, set the automatic updates, and your computer will do the rest.
All right. Will you stick around and answer any more emails that come in?
My pleasure.
Okay, great. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.